What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Turbo John YouTube channel. Something's different. What's different? Woo, good God. Kelly does not really like it, but I'm kind of digging it. Cue ball. But anyway, over here today, we just got over here to B&K Performance. Actually, that's a lie. I've been over here for a while. I just started recording. So let me show you what we got going on today. We're still working on the hot rod, trying to get ready for this week coming up. It's coming. We're getting closer. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe. Go to turbojohnracing.com to pick up some of those new t-shirts. So the first thing you can see, I got this thing on the scales. We got a little bit of work to do to this driver side door. I got the passenger side door to where it fits and shuts and does halfway decent. It's going to need some paint at some point here. We did have to modify this hinge up here a little bit. The door was sticking out about a ½ inch from here. And you know, the wind, if it was sticking out, then the wind coming off of that fender, that's a bad deal. That's going to rip it off. So this thing is lightweight. You can see what they did on this one too. They spray painted this Lexan. Got some clear Lexan at the house. I might just put clear in it. I mean, it looks great. It looks tinted from the outside here. But man, that is really hard to see in the car. I mean, it looks good from the outside, but so I might leave it like that for a little while. But this thing, it shuts halfway decent. I mean, it is not bad. We did weigh these doors too, and this is real carbon fiber. And it is legit, like with the door handles, hinges, and everything, 12 pounds. So that is not bad at all. We did not weigh the other doors, so I don't know how much they were, but this thing is pretty lightweight. Let me show you what the car weighs without this other door on it. Brian's over here. He's got his motor parts. He's got working on his stuff. He's got his crank back and is ordering main bearings and rod bearings. This is the weight of the car right now, with all the weight out of the back of the car and the new doors, minus this door, of course. So 2666 is what this thing weighs with this other door. And of course, I'm 280, 290 pounds. Depends on how much I ate today. Yeah, that's right. That's it. So this thing, and you see the scale out now, is 55% on the nose, and that's why that is scaled out. I'm gonna hop in the car real fast and we'll see what it weighs with me in it. Now, I do still have in the trunk here, I've got the batteries. I've got those two big 8-volt batteries, 8-volt battery over there, 8-volt battery over here, and that is 100 and about 50 pounds. They're about 75 pounds a piece. So, you know, I've got a single 16-volt battery. I was thinking about putting back there. That would be another 100 pounds off the trunk. But this thing's already at 55% on the nose. That's not going to work. I can't do that. So if I'm going to have weight in the back anyway to keep the percentage halfway decent, I'm going to keep those 8-volt batteries. I am not going to get rid of those things. Let me hop in the car and see what it weighs with me in it real fast. Okay, guys, so this is me sitting in the car, race wetted, ready. I've got fuel in the car, the hood's on the car, front end's on the car. The only thing missing is the door. We know the door weighs 12 pounds. I got my CO2. I've got there's a couple extra pounds of weight over on the passenger side over here. Just door hinges and things. But I've got my fire suit. I've got everything in the car right now. And this thing is, I mean, I haven't cut out any structure. I mean, the structure is all still here. The, you know, LED lights, about ½ pound. You know, somebody said one time the thing you got to start thinking about when you're doing race car stuff with weights is look at the 5-pound stuff. The 5-pound stuff, if you can get 10 places of 5 pounds, that's 50 pounds. Same thing with 2 pounds or 4 pounds, you know, 3 pounds. Every pound counts. So that's including my belly. My belly, I gotta do something. I'm on a diet and I'm losing weight. But if I realistically should be able to drop about 80 pounds. So 80 pounds out of here, I mean, now I've got a pretty good lightweight race car, you know, with not a ton. So 29.62, 54.6 on the nose. That's where I'm going to leave it at. Because I can promise you, if I take that 100 pounds, if I take those 2 batteries out of the back, and that'll be, you know, 28, 52, 20. That's going to be, we can do the math on it. But that's going to be a little too much. It's going to be too much nose weight, I think. And we may be even flirting at 54.6. I mean, that might be a little nose heavy for the true no prep stuff. But the good thing is I can put weight back there. So we got a good base, and I'm pretty happy with that. So 2964, 2960. Let's just say 2960. Race ready with me in it. All right, that's where we're at. That's what we're going to try. And you can see the percentages. I mean, they're pretty close. Fronts are pretty close. The back is always, you know, going to vary a little bit. You know, you got preload with the anti-roll bar, and that's why it does that. And, you know, the preload in the anti-roll bar also changes the nose weight too. It'll change the corner weights. So that's definitely interesting, cranking on that anti-roll bar, and you can see what's happening there. So, all right, check it out. Let me show you what we got going on the door too. We got to fix the door over here. So I was always taught you got to use the proper tool. And so in this instance, a razor blade is probably not the proper tool to get a carbon fiber splinter out of my finger, but it is all I had available. So that's what I did. I was using the razor blade. Kind of hurt, but I ended up getting it out. That's the same thing when I'm working on a race car and I need a hammer. I grab a screwdriver or a ratchet, or, you know, something that's not a hammer that becomes a hammer. So today, the razor blade become a needle. Got it. Okay, so that was fun. That was not very entertaining at all. Body work is not really cut out for me. So I got this stuff ground down. You can see that is legit carbon fiber, but it is really thin. And I mean, that right there just broke through like crazy. It was insane how thin that is. I guess that was just a casting or molding issue, and it was flexing pretty good. So this was going to blow off. So what we did, sanded all this down, and Brian just cut some sheets of fiberglass, and we're just going to basically reinforce all this. Brian's going to do his deal. He's got some, he's a great body man, and he can fix stuff that was in a million pieces. So it is about to get some support is our plan here. Why you got gloves on?
I don't like this shit. I hate fiberglass.
So fiberglass is one of those things that you gotta know what you're doing, and I don't. I should have had on a respirator, N95 respirator, because I'm sure I'm going to have boogers that are gel coat for days. So the first thing you gotta do is, you just fold it up and dunk it in there. Oh, that looks fun. I see why you got on gloves. How long does it take for the fiberglass to harden?
This stuff about 30 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What about to get full cure?
Tomorrow.
Ooh, fun. And this is going to really support what was unsupported. And we don't really care about the, you know, the look afterwards. I'll do a little bit of final sanding on it when it gets all done. But mostly, I mean, we just want support. All we care about is support. We got to support it so that it don't blow off the car. That would be a bad deal for it to blow off the car. Oh, it's just like putty. You just play with it. Just stick it on there. You need me to cut some more?
Mm-mm. You gotta do this side, and then when this cures, we do the other side.
Oh, okay. So do 2 layers on the outside and 2 layers on the inside. God, that stuff is sticky. Look at the strands.
This is marine grade fiberglass. It's very permanent.
Well, that's a good thing. That's exactly what we want. So this is a good solid repair. This stuff should be on there for forever.
This won't ever come off.
Awesome.
Can't beat this off. Not hard, it's just messy.
It does look like it's painted above there. And this is Brian, the hood on his 60, is it 67 or 68?
68.
68. The hood on his, I had a lot of people ask, you know, in some of the videos, his hood, he completely made himself, the front of it. It started life as a hood just like mine over here, and it was one of these, the bubble tops from Feather Carbon, and he cut it like right here somewhere, and then he basically just molded it out and made it. He also made a back deck lid, but he ended up finding a good steel one, so he ended up putting that on there instead. Oh, this is pretty cool. So now he's just gonna go get the air bubbles out, and then this will be done. Now this could be a YouTube video about watching paint dry. Instead of paint though, it would be fiberglass. I wonder how long people would stay on if we just let it sit here.
Not me.
That would be rough, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm gonna exit out of here. I'll show you, I'll jump back in a minute. Okay, so that's got 2 layers of fiberglass on it. So everything is nice and smooth. Good there, we're gonna let that dry overnight. And then what we'll do is tomorrow, we'll pull the tape off of it and trim this out on the outside edge. And then on the inside, we'll do the same thing, do a couple layers on the inside. And then that should be pretty well supported to where we'll be able to, you know, have a door that's gonna be as functional as this one over here. So all in all, not too bad. We'll leave these 2 big batteries in the back for sure. And this is our race. This is our race weight now. So, I mean, it's 250 pounds lighter than it was. So, I mean, you know, that's not bad. I mean, overall, I mean, I think that is going to help for sure. I mean, everybody knows weight is horsepower, weight is ET. Okay, the other thing we got going on under the hood, what we done tonight, you can see my fuel pump / water pump is gone. It is now over here. So this is good. So basically what I did is this was a spot that was not using anything. So Brian was like, that would be a good spot. And I agreed, and that is where we put it. So that's gonna work out pretty good. I had to weld a couple plate on here and drill it back there. Basically this fuel pump right now is good old zippy tied. I'm gonna get a hose clamp and tie it to my old weight bar. Hopefully I don't ever have to put weights on it. So we got the water coming out of the thermostat housing up here, comes into the pump, goes through here. It's gonna come out. I've got to get some 90s. It's gonna go into the bottom and then out the top. And this is a transmission cooler, but it's John Doc gave me a little one of the little Honda radiators, but I really didn't have room to put it anywhere right now, so I'm gonna have to use it a little bit later. But what I'm gonna use this transmission cooler now, and then the top line is gonna come out, and it's gonna go over here, and it's gonna go to my little surge tank over here, and then the water will just circulate, goes out of the bottom of the surge tank into the back of the intake, down through the intake, through the heads, and then back out the thermostat housing. And so after a run, I've been circulating the water. It works like a champ, but it's just not really cooling it down, just circulating. What I was doing at the last race, I was taking the top off of it, and it was, you know, it was letting a little bit of heat out, but this right here should really help. We'll take the fan and blow the fan across this transmission cooler and turn the pump on, and then so we should be able to cool it down quickly. And we don't have to cool it down a lot. The water in the heads is simply to mainly, you know, avoid hot spots so we don't crack the heads again. So, I mean, so far that's working good. So it should work out pretty decent. I think it will. It's a little close to the exhaust and the headers and stuff, but I mean, it'll cool down fine, and we'll have a good spot to cool it. And I might this transmission cooler is big enough I can put a fan on the back side of it. And I may end up doing that, just stick one on the back side and then just turn it on, you know, at the end of a pass and when I'm back in the pits and let it cool down. We're going to try to go to the track Thursday night if everything works out good, and get some passes and get some data and see what happens. 390 gear and 250 pounds lighter. All right, guys, y'all comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that join button if you want to join our weekly live chats. And don't forget to go to our website, turbojohnracing.com, and pick up some shirts.